Hi, it's Dapsy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to be showing you in this tutorial an amazing design workflow that will save you a lot of time. Whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or you are even an expert, it's amazing to see what web design is like today. With AI here and there, you can do wonders. So in this tutorial, I will show you a fantastic tool called Relume.ai. This tool would help you build wireframes and sitemap with just a single prompt, and from there we're going to export this wireframe to Figma. Inside of Figma we can design this website, and then I'm going to show you how we would export this same Figma design to WordPress Elementor with a fantastic tool called UiChemy. So without further ado, I think we should get started into these tutorials immediately. So right on my screen here is Relume.ai. This platform here would help us design sitemaps and wireframe. I told you it's free for you to use. So right on my screen here, you can easily click this launch button. And here I'm already in my dashboard because I have created an account here. In your case, you will just need to provide an email address and a name for you to create a free account. As you can see on my screen here, I can only run one project on the free version. So if I want to do more projects, I need to upgrade to Pro. But I think the free tool is sufficient enough for this tutorial. So right now, what we want to do is to create a new project. So we're going to come up here. And then you can see that here I have the option to give my project a title. I can call it whatever I want to call it. Tabs tutorial, maybe. Right, and here you can see that I can just type in a prompt here to describe whatever kind of website I want to design. And here I can come down and select the amount of pages that I want to for this website. 1 to 5 is enough. Here I can select my language, and you can see this work with quite a good number of languages here, but English is sufficient for this tutorial. So I'll close this. Everything you need to do is just type in a prompt here. And as a matter of fact, if you don't have a prompt, I can just try an example here. Maybe I don't like this. I can try another one. I can try another one. And I think this is good. Let's just experiment with this. Rebank is a digital bank that offers a range of financial services, whatever. And everything we want to do here is just to click generate sitemap. So as you can see, this is generating an home page, and just like that, we have an home page here for us to use. And I think this is beautiful. If you scroll down here, you can see the suggested 5 pages. We have the about us, the services, the blog, financial planning, and then the blog post. So we can come here and generate content, create sections, and do all of those things. But that's not what we want to do right now. What we want to do is to come to our wireframe. Let's see exactly what we have. And you can see this is generating wireframes for us too as well. Great. So we have our sitemap here. So we can zoom in into this for us to see exactly what we have. Isn't this super amazing? So you can see what we have. We have a logo here, and then the menu, join button here. We have a call to action. We have a hero section here, an image, and I think this is beautiful. So you can add more section, you can subtract in case you don't like a particular section. Let's say, for example, we don't like this testimonial section. So as you can see here, so from here we can do quite a number of things. This is a slider. We can say we don't want a slider. We just want to have just a static content. We can choose our content type. This is content type 1, content type 2. You can see how that is displaying. I can just choose with content type 1. I think that's good enough. We can replace this component entirely, and we can regenerate this copy in case you're not okay with the text. Some of the things that has been written there. Whatever you want to do is okay here. So I can just close this. We can add new sections. You can do a lot of things with Relume here. So let's say we are okay with our home page here. And as you can see here, for me to be able to see our about page and other pages here, I would need to upgrade to see this wireframe. So that's it. These are the limitations of using Relume in the free version. So that's it for Relume here. So what we can do is to export this design into Figma. So for us to do that, I can just come up here to this arrow here. I can click this here. Clicking that here, I have a pop-up here, and also here I can just easily just copy this. I can come down here and then copy this to Figma. And that's everything we need to do. So you can see here, it says we should install this plugin. So we're going to click this. So from here inside of Figma, we can open the Relume plugin. So I'll click this and then I'll select a project, which is that tutorial that I currently have inside of Figma. There's a pop-up here for us to run the Relume plugin. We're going to do that right now. So that's it. So now we can see our project here, that tutorial that we just opened 2 minutes ago, and that's fine. So I can just come to paste, and then it says Command V, but if you're using Windows like me, I'll just do Control V. And then you can see that this is adding the canvas to Figma. It says do not close this window. You want to give this some time to finish up. This can take some time. I think Relume needs to check this to make sure that they improve this. But you would see eventually that this would do a pretty good job. Try to bring that design from Relume into Figma. So let's give this time to finish up. Fantastic. So we have this done here. So we can close this plugin. So we have our design here, but I think this is too much. Let's just zoom this to fit so that we see exactly what we have. I like the fact that Relume is able to give us not just the web view, but also the mobile view of this website. So you have a guide, you know exactly what your website should look like in mobile view. And I think this is pretty amazing. So we're going to be coming back to this mobile view eventually, at least to see this, so that when we're optimizing our website, we know exactly what it should look like on mobile. We can just come down here for us to see exactly what we have. So this is the main frame here. So we can see that we have 2 home pages here. The first one here is the mobile view. So let's just rename this so that we know exactly what this is. Let's call this mobile. And then the other frame here is the web frame. So let's call this web. So that's it. So right now we have 2 frames here, but like I told you, we'll be working with the web view here. So I would just want to drag this away from this. So let's just separate this frame. So let's hide that. These ones here are not supposed to be part of this. I hope so. So I'll just delete these 2 eventually. So right now we have just the home and the web view. So right now let's try to see what we can do with this frame. So the first thing we want to do here is for us to add images. Text has been generated for us. You can change the text, and I didn't spend time inside the Relume because I do not want to waste so much time. But again, from generating the sitemaps, you can customize a lot of things. Maybe I should just go back and make reference to that. So every text here has been generated for us. You can change them here. You can ask AI to change them. So as you can see, rewrite it, make it shorter, make it longer, improve the writing, simplify the language, change the tone, make it professional, casual. There's a lot you can do with Relume. Here you can add a lot of things. Even from the sitemap, you can begin to add more things. So you can see here, you can shuffle between the sections here. You can add more. You can bring in something blank, bring in a footer, bring in anything you want to do here inside of the sitemap and also inside of the wireframe. So that's the beauty of using Relume. If you want to see more tutorials around Relume on this channel, you can let me know in the comment section. I will be super excited to know that you want me to do tutorials like this, and then I will look into it. So right now, let's just continue inside of Figma. The amazing thing again is that you can customize this as well inside of Figma. Every of the text here is customizable, and I will get to that eventually. And finally, this is still going into Elementor, so you can customize at any point in time in your journey, and I think that is beautiful. So right now we need to bring in images into this to make this pop. You can look for related images to your website. I love to use a website called pexels.com to get royalty-free images. So you can come here, you can get royalty-free images. You can just come here and type banking, for example, and just lay your hands on images that are relevant to you and then bring them into Figma. One of the reasons why I like Pexels above others like Unsplash or Pixabay is that it gives you customization. You don't even need to create an account here. If you come to an image here and you click on this image, for example, you can just click this button here. You can see that you can play with custom sizes that you want. This feature here will save you a lot of time because you don't need to download the image in the original sizes. So if you come back into Figma, clicking on this image here, we can see the width and the height of this image. So we can come here, if in case we want to download this, we can specify that width here and download the exact same size of the image that will fit our project. But I'll come back here. I'm not sure I want to go through that route. For me to be able to upload images here, I'll just have to click into this image and then I'll have this pop up here. I can click this for me to just choose an image in my computer. I can just come to my downloads and I have quite some images here. I might just want to select one of them. They're just random images. So you can see that that's super amazing. So I can come down here again and select this same frame here and then come into this image, click on this to get this image exactly, and then we can choose this image and then just find a random image again to use, something like this. And I think this is good too. So we can come down here, let's come into this frame and then scroll until we get into this image like this, and then click on it again. We can choose our image. I would just use this. But for the purpose of this example, I would replicate the same images for every of this frame here. In your case, you can find the best image that suits your project. Just watch me as I get this done. So that's it. I've been able to update all the images here and I think we are good to go with our website. So right now we are done with this phase and we want to go into the optimization process of this phase. This is the most critical aspect of this phase because if you miss out on simple things you should do here, you will screw up the entire process when you are trying to migrate this to Elementor. So right now we'll need to launch the Figma plugin for us to optimize this page for conversion. Now UiChemy is here, so let's start this process. So let's come up here and let's open up our frame. As you can see here, we would not be able to use this frame. So you can see that we have our home web here. So if we click the optimize button, you will see that this is plain, and this is why that is. That's because we have this frame here as a subframe under this one. So what we want to do here first before we start the optimization process is for us to drag this back and make this an independent frame on its own. So you can see this is now independent. So right now we can come into UiChemy and then we can select the optimize and convert and then we can click this button. So you can see now we now have this frame here. So we're going to select this frame and then we're going to confirm this. So what we want to do is to first start with the optimization companion, and this would give us a lot of recommendation on things that we need to fix. So, and the first optimization here is our media optimization, and here you can see that UiChemy is recommending that we lock all the multi-layer medias that we have. This is not compulsory, but it can be necessary. So right now you can go through all of them one after the other and fix them, or you can just come here and click this fix all button to fix everything. But I would not recommend that. I would love to go through every of the media I have here to see if I really want to lock them, because we will be tagging these medias eventually. So we want to be sure that we are not locking a media that we want to tag, because if we lock it, we will still need to unlock it. So there's no need wasting time locking them when we need to unlock them to still tag them. It may sound confusing, I might be talking over your head, but just watch me as I go through this. So the first thing here is a content here. So I want to click this icon here for me to see exactly what it is. So you can see that this is the logo. it's fine. I'm not doing anything to this logo here, so I can fix this. That will lock up that logo. So you can see here right now, this is now locked. And I think that's beautiful. So the next thing here, I want to see exactly what it is. I would just want to fix that. So we have an icon here too as well. Let's check that out. So you can see it's an icon here, so we can also fix that. And then let's just keep going through all of them and check them out. So the next thing here, you can see this is a button here. I would want to tag this as a button, so I really don't want to lock this. So what I can do for this is to select this and then ignore this. So the next thing I want to do here is to check this as well. This is an icon. I might just fix that. The next thing here, I can see what is that. Okay, I want to ignore this. So I'll select that. I'll leave that again. Let me see what this is. So this is an icon. Let's fix this. This is also a chevron, right? So this is the same thing as the button here. So I will just toggle this on. So you can see it's the same thing here, 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 and here. They are all button icon. So I would just ignore all of them. And then logo, I would want to fix my logo. Let's lock that up, no problem. What column is this? Let me see. There's another logo there. Let's lock that up. Social links, we can also fix that. So that's it. Anything you want to still work on, you want to tag, you don't need to lock them. So the next thing here is to optimize our images. So what this is doing is that this is giving us a coalition of all the images, the assets we have on this page, so that we can be sure that they are everything we want to use. Because sometimes you might just be having some images locking on each other, some even outside of the frame. You want to be able to check that out. So what we want to do is to come to this show heat map here and hit this so that we can see the heat map of every image we have on our page. So we can zoom this out for us to see. So we can see here, we can see the heat map of all the images and SVGs that we have. So in case you're seeing a heat map of something that you're not using, you want to ensure that you take them out or you delete them. But I think this is fine. So we are okay with every images we have here. So let's mark this as done. So the next thing here is for us to detach instances. So this is not compulsory. UiChemy is recommending this because we will not be able to edit any of the instances here if we don't detach them. But again, I will leave them the way they are. If I really want to work on any of the instances here, I will detach them manually. So I can just ignore all of this and then remove unnecessary group and frames. So we want to come here. Let's see that to see if we have unnecessary frames that we need to delete. So we can see here we have a link here and we have a text link here, and I think it's pretty much the same thing for these two as well. So you can see, and these two as well, you can see that here. So we can just optimize these three since they are both links. So I can fix these three. So you can see now that we now have all of these things together instead of having extra frames there. So that has been optimized. For this column, let's check this out too as well. So we can see that we have a column here, we have the text here, and also another column here too as well. This is not, we can fix this. This is fine. Let's fix this. So that is done here. So let's come to this content too as well. So you can see we have content here, we have row here. So let's just fix this. This is good for us to fix. And then the last one here, let's check pretty much this. So you can see we have row, column, row. So let's fix this too as well. All right, so that's good. So we have another option here for us to enable clip content. So let's see what that is. So clip content are just content that are outside of our frame. And in this case here, we can see that there's an error with this menu. Ideally, if I really want to use this as a project, I would just love to delete this menu and re-import from Relume. So right now, let's fix this. Okay, that's good. So let's come down here to our button too as well. So we can see here we need to fix this too as well. But the fixing is not solving this problem here. So we might need to just rework this button here. Let's change this to org. So just changing the column to org here has been able to solve that problem for us. So right now we can come down here, so we can see that optimization is done. Every other thing here is done for us. So now let's save this. So we are done with our optimization companion, and the next thing here is for us to add tags to our widgets. So I always say that if you want to have a perfect conversion from Figma to Elementor, you want to play the Elementor rule. The Elementor rule is that you make sure that everything on your design has a corresponding Elementor widget. That way you know exactly what everything is. So for example, here we can see that this is a text, or this is a heading. We want to keep it a heading. We want to tag this as heading. This is a text here. So I don't think I should talk over your head. Let me show you how super simple and easy that is. So right now, let's come back to this frame, and I think I need to just zoom this in for us to see exactly everything we have. So right now we want to tag everything that is possible. The first thing here is for us to come to our button here. We want to be able to tag this as a button. This is very important. So if we come here, so you can see here it says join, and then there is no icon there. That's fine. So we're going to leave this as is. So the link here, we're just going to do leave this bare to as well, and then we save this. So that's super easy. That's a button here. We want to tell this keep that as a button inside of Elementor. So right here, this should be a heading. So let's click into this, and then let's tag this as heading. So you can see there, we can select this as maybe an H2 tag, and then we can save this. So right now we can come to the next one here. So this should be a text editor, and I think that's good. We can save this. We can also now come to our button here. We have two of them there. So that's the first one there. Let's tag this a button, and then get started. An icon, there's no icon there. So let's keep this bare to as well, and then let's save that. So to the next button, we will tag this also as a button, and then we can just you can specify your link if you have your link already, but I don't have that right now. I would just save that. So that's it. Images here will be auto tagged. We don't need to worry about that. So let's come to our text here. This is an heading. We can tag this as an heading. Maybe this should be header 3. I don't know, but that's it. You can go back to Relume to check your sitemap or your wireframe to see what heading that should be. And then let's come to this text here. We want to label this as text editor. Let's save this. Always save when you tag things. So let's come down here and let's tag this to as heading. Let's make this header 2. Maybe that's fine. Coming down here, we have these three options here. So let's click into these. Let me come back here. So I want to tag this as an icon box, because I think we have element like that, a widget like that inside of Elementor, but that should be excluding the button. Just this one here is sufficient enough for this. So what we are going to do right now is we are going to make this a frame. So I can just right click this and then do frame selection. So I have this here now as frame 14. I can rename this to an icon box, right? So I can tag this as an icon box. So you can see that we have an icon here, which is the Relume here. We can select this. So we can see our title. Your security should be our title, and then this should be our description. And I think that's fine there. And the last thing here should be a button. So we're going to click into this, and then we have that there. So we're going to, oh, did we save this? We need to save this. We always remember to save. And then we're going to tag this one here as a button. So it's learn more. So this has an icon here. So you can see an icon, a chevron, right? We're going to select that. So I'm going to leave this bare, and then we are going to save this. One thing we should do here is to make sure that every of our frame here has a background color, because if it doesn't have Elementor, we just give it a random color. But that's fine. We can customize that inside of Elementor. Let's leave this. I would solve that out inside of Elementor. I'll show you how super simple and easy it is to do that. So let's come into this frame tool as well, and then let's right click this, and then we can turn this into a frame. So we can rename this frame and call this an icon box. So let's tag this as an icon box. So we can see, we can select our icon here, and then our title should be get help. That's fine. Our description is also fine, and I think we can save this. And for our button, we're going to do the same thing here. So let's tag that to as a button, and then we can select our icon as usual. A link, I'm going to leave this as bare, and then icon position is important. That should come after, and then we're going to save this. I'm not sure I specified that here. That will be conflicting if we get into Elementor, so I think I should just search for that. So icon position should be after, so let's save this. So let's do the same thing for these two as well, and then I would just turn this into a frame, and then I would rename this frame by double clicking it, icon box, and then I can tag this as an icon box. As usual, our icon, I'm going to select this, experience, that's a title, this is good. I'm going to save this, and then our button, I'm going to tag these two as well. Let's tag that button. Okay, icon, this is fine. A link, and then this should be after, and then I'm going to save this. This is pretty much long and boring, but it is worth the process because it will make your work a lot easier inside of Elementor. You need to just watch me do this. It's the same process. If I'm doing anything different from what I've done before, I would pause this to explain further. So let's just watch me as I do this. Can see that we have something entirely different. This should be something like a testimonial. We have a quote, and then we have an avatar. So we can see I can select all of them together. I would just want to as well, I would want to add this to a frame, and then I will rename my frame as testimonial. And right now I can then tag this as testimonial. So you can see this has been pre-filled for our image here. I don't know why I can't select an image here. I don't know why I'm not selecting this image. You can see the name here, and then the title has been selected. The image position should be top, and then I can save this. So I'm not sure why I'm not able to import this image, but I can leave that as is. So that has been saved. I can just continue the process. Now coming to this newsletter here, you would see that we won't have anything here for us to tag this. You may need to use Elementor Pro, and I think this is very much important. So you can just tag this as a form. And that's a Pro widget. If you use this Pro widget, it means that you need to have Elementor Pro installed when you are trying to export your website. So in case you don't want to use Elementor Pro, what is advisable you do here is just for you to leave this as a frame, and then inside of WordPress you can replace the form. You can design whether with WP form or MailChimp or whatever you're using to receive email, and I think that's pretty okay. So I'm going to leave this as is, and then I'm going to continue the optimization. Okay, good. So we are done here. So we can still come to our footer tool as well to tag everything we have here. Maybe I should zoom into this for me to be able to see this well. So the same thing here for our subscribe form here too as well. I can just click into this, and then I might want to just tag this a WP form. All right. So now let's save this. So if we come down here, let's make this text editor. So every of the things here, we can just leave them as is. So for this one here, we want to tag these two as well. So I think we have social icons here. So that's it. So you can see here, Facebook is already been tagged, Instagram tagged, auto tagged here, and this is beautiful. You can add new if you want to, but let's just save this. So we're going to leave all of these things as is. I really don't want to waste so much time again with this. And I think this is pretty much what it is to tagging this. This can be a lot overwhelming and boring in case your page is very, very long. But like I said, this is what every time you invest into it. So we are done with this. So let's come back here. Conversion settings, we are good with all of these things here. But before we convert this, there's still a few optimization we still need to do for this. Don't get tired of this. This is just to get a very, very good conversion. So the first thing we want to do here is to make sure we come to our main frame, and then we can come to the width here. You can see this is set to org. We want to change this to fixed, and we want to leave this as 144. That's very important. So when we are done with that, we want to make sure that we select every of the elements under this. And then we can see that this is fixed too as well. We want to turn this to fill container. This is very important for us to be able to have a good conversion. So right now we want to come into every of the element here from our navigation bar here. You want to drop this down and make sure that this container here, we can just close this optimization tag right now, is set from fill to fixed width. And then let's open this up again for this container here too as well. So we want to make sure that this is not filled. This is set to fixed width. And then I think we should just centralize this. This is beautiful for our auto layout, right? And I can close this right now. I can close my navigation bar too as well. Let me come to this one here. Let's come to this container here too as well. So for this container, I want to also make this fixed, and let's just centralize this too as well. So that's good for this one right now. Let's open this one again, and we have a heading here. So that is set to fixed already, and I think that's good. So for our row here, for this row, we want to make this fixed width too as well. And then let's just centralize this as auto layout. So let's come to the next one here for our heading. Okay, that's fixed. So that's good. So we're going to leave that. And let's come to our row. We want to make this fixed width. And then let's just centralize this. Okay, so that's it for this. So let's come to the next row here. Let's come to this container here. Let's change this from fill to fixed width. And then let's centralize this. This is important. So for our testimonial here, let's open this. Let's come to this content here. Okay, so this is fixed. This is good. Let's just bring this down. And I think that's good for this. Let's open this up right now. Let's open the container inside. So you can see that we want to make this fixed width. And then let's centralize this. These are the little settings we must do here if we really want to get a good conversion. So now let's come to our column here too as well. So this is fixed, and I think that's fantastic. Let's close this. That's everything that is there. Our footer too as well. We may want to come to this content here. Let's make this fixed width, and let's centralize this. I think that's good. And let's come to our credit here. This is fixed, and I think that's fantastic. This is centralized, and I think that's good. Also for our credit, let's make this fixed too as well. All right, I think that's okay. So that's everything we need to do here. So now let's try and see how we can convert this into WordPress. So right now, coming to my screen here, I have a website here called dapstools.com. I want to use this for tutorial purpose. So you can see I have the default WordPress 2024 installed here. So I would want to come to the back end of this WordPress website. Now in the dashboard of our WordPress website, for us to be able to bring our Figma design with UiChemy here, there's some things we have to do. So we have to install certain plugins. So let's come to plugin, let's come to add new, and then let's search for a plugin called UiChemy, and let's install this plugin and activate it as well. And that's it. So we have this plugin here, so we can just click the settings from here, and then we have this pop-up here. We can select our preferred page builder. UiChemy work well with Elementor, with Bricks, and with Gutenberg. I'll be covering tutorials too around Bricks and Gutenberg in the nearest future. So right now we have Elementor selected, so let's come to next. If you don't have a UiChemy plan, I would show you exactly how to get that real quick. So you can just come next here. I want to assume that we have that already. So right now we need to install the plugin here, install UiChemy Figma plugin and all of that, and then paste the key. So let's just go to next. The next thing here is to connect Figma plugin with WordPress, like we're trying to do right now. So let's go to next. So right now we have some basic requirement. Let's install Elementor page builder. And also let's activate Flexbox container, and then let's enable unfiltered upload for SVG, and then let's come to the next here. So we are done with this onboarding process. Let's hit the finish button. So right now I have my site URL here and my security token here. That's because I have registered UiChemy on this side. The only thing that happened was that I deleted the WordPress and installed a new WordPress. So that's the reason why I have this. In your case, you might be required to create a plan, and in your case, you might be required to create a plan. So you can go to the video description here. You will see a link to UiChemy. You can click that. So if you click on that link, it will bring you to this page. It's a partners page, and you can see from here that you are recommended by dApps. The reason why it is beneficial for you to use this link, which is my affiliate link, because I will get a certain commission if you buy through my link. And that's the support you can give to me and my channel. I appreciate it so much. This is also beneficial to you because on this page here, you would always have any deals that is currently ongoing on UiChemy, whether it is available publicly or it's an exclusive deal. So if you come down here, you can scroll down, you will see a place here for pricing. You can see that you can use this literally for free. However, it is limited to one user and just 10 exports per month. So you can experiment. It is good for just experimentation. And the next thing here is the Pro plan here, which costs $19 per month. This is good. This will give you up to 100 export per month, one user, Figma design optimizer. And then the all access plan here that costs $49 per month. This would give you everything up to 500 exports per month and up to 5 users. This is the plan I'm using. I love it. I invested in this plan when it was just Elementor, and when they included Gutenberg and Bricks, I got it literally for free. And I love this. So if you have much to spare, I would always recommend that you invest in this. You will never be sad you did. I have never been sad that I did. So you'll save more if you go on the yearly plan, which I also recommend. But in case you don't want to, you can switch this to the monthly plan for you to see how this is priced monthly. $24 per month, $59 per month, whatever is okay by you is good here. So you can just select a suitable plan and then check out. So once you register here in your dashboard, you have your license key. Your license key is what you use here on your WordPress website and also inside of Figma for you to use the UiChemy plugin. The last thing we must do to optimize this website to be ready for conversion is to install a theme that we can customize. We need to install a custom theme. I showed you earlier that I have the default WordPress 2024 theme installed. I want to add a new theme that will give us flexibility for customization. You all know I'm the Astra guy. I love to use Astra, but for the purpose of this example, I will use a Nexta theme. This has been installed and activated. Coming to customization, I highly recommend this theme because of how super simple and easy it is for you to customize this. So you can use whatever theme you are using, it's fine, but just follow the same customization. So right now I'm going to come to general, I'm going to come to our container. I want to make sure my container here is set to full width, and then I don't want any padding around it. I want to set this to 0. So you can do the same thing for your footer too as well, and also for the content body too as well. But I will leave this as is right now, and then I'll come back here. I'll come to my header here. Since I already have my menu inside of Figma, I want to turn this off, and then I can come to my footer too as well. I can turn this off too as well. So you can see here that we don't have the header and footer again, and that's good. So let's publish this, and then let's close our customization, and I think this is good. So right now let's come back into our Figma project here. So basically, I do not recommend that you import headers and footers directly into your page inside of Elementor. I don't recommend this method. Unfortunately, I'm not sure I would go into that in this tutorial. I did walk through that in my last tutorial. I would leave a link to that tutorial in the video description where I talked about Sprout UI. I did a pretty much good job showing you how you can use Elementor Pro for you to build your header, the footer, and then bring in a lot of pages. That's very, very useful. So I would leave the link to that tutorial in the video description, to the timestamp exactly where I mentioned that, so that you can check out for that tutorial and see exactly how to do this. Ideally, I would want to take out completely this navigation bar. I would not use that inside of my page. I can just possibly create a new frame and then bring that down. And also for my footer too as well, I can do the same thing. I can just cut this out, and then I can paste that separately, optimize them separately, add this as header and footer separately in your website through Elementor Pro, and then you can then bring in all your pages. So that's exactly how to get this done. I'm not sure if I have done all the optimization for every of the things here, but before I launch UiChemy and start the process of conversion to Elementor, I just want to go through every of the elements in every of the container here to make sure that they are set to full width. I just want to make sure that everything here is fixed. So as you can see, this is good. This too is fixed. This one is set to fill. I think that's fine. This is just important for us to be able to ensure, okay, this too is fixed or fill. This is fine. Important, we can leave these ones. I think these ones should be fine. We can also change this to fixed too as well. It's fine. So for my buttons here, I want to, let me actually zoom in a little. I want to make sure that they have a background color. That's very important. Good. This is extremely important. We need to check every of the frame. Okay, fixed. Fill, this is good. Fixed. All right. This is set to org here. We want to make this fixed. And let's launch the UiChemy plugin. So I'm going to select the main frame here, and then let's optimize and convert. We've tagged everything we need to do here, so let's just convert this right now. And there we have two options here, which is the JSON and also the live import. But let's go the route of the live import. So you can see here it's saying mismatch. Like I said earlier, I did install a new WordPress, so I can just literally just delete this, and then I need to select a new website. So I have this here. So I can edit or delete this or just add new website, but there's no need adding new website. I'm writing the same name. Let's just edit this, and this is my token here. So I can go to my website right now. Very much okay for us to just make all those corrections inside of our page, and then we can select this frame, launch UiChemy again, and then we can just expressly check this out. And then we can go the live import option as well. Come to the home page here. So I want to import this to a new page. Let's export this to a page, and then let's hit the next button, and then let's import this. Okay, so we have this imported to our page. I can click this link for me to see this page, but I don't want to go through that route page. So you can see we have that page now here, home web draft Elementor. So I just want to quick edit this, change this from draft to publish, and then update this page. And then I can view this page in a new tab. We now have our page here, and I think this is super amazing. So we can see, yeah, we have some alignment issues here, but we can easily adjust these ones. Our image here is popping, and we are fine with this. You can see this is aligning well also with the text here. Everything looks so good here. You can see all of them here. Super amazing. Unfortunately, the only issue we have here is that we were not able to bring in the image here. And when we were tagging this, we could see that we couldn't find the image. I don't really know why that is, but again, we can drop an image here inside of Elementor. And then also some button alignment here. We're going to just play with all of that eventually. And also another button here. So what we can just easily do here is to edit with Elementor. So right now we can just adjust our button. Basically, we just need to play with the width and then just drag things out. So you can see that is sorting out that. For this text here, if it's too big, we can just easily reduce the typography of this. So you can see something like this, whatever it is that will work for us is perfect. So the same thing for these two as well. So we can play with our buttons. So you can see this is our button here. We can customize and edit these two as well. And I think this is super amazing. Also, this is fine. So for our testimonial, you can see this has been tagged as testimonial. And this is beautiful. So if you have any image inside of WordPress, we can easily just bring that here. We can change the content if we want. We can change the name and also the title that we have here. Amazing, right? So for this button too as well, we can easily just adjust this too. All right. And that's it for this. Unfortunately, here we don't even have a form here for us to customize. Though it's showing in the front end, but we don't have it in the back end. So what we're going to do here is to redesign our form, whether it is WP form or whatever email delivery service you're using. And once you do that, you can just drag that here. And that's it. Our page is done here, and I think this is super cool. So one of the things we can still do here is to check out the responsiveness. If you have tagged this appropriately, you would have little or nothing to do in terms of optimizing this for every of the pages. So you can see here, this is aligning well. Also for our mobile, you can see we have this aligning as we want it to be. So you have little or nothing to do here. So you can see for the text here, because we adjusted this earlier, so I want to believe that's the reason why it is like this. So you can also still come to the typography and still adjust this for the mobile view. So whatever it is that works for you is perfect. So that's it. So like I told you earlier in the beginning, you can see that Relume gave us what the mobile view would look like. So you can go there and check it out and see that you are able to replicate the same design that Relume gave us from the beginning. This is super amazing. I'm impressed. So right now, let's come back to the desktop view and then let's publish our page again. And that's it. So we can have a look at our page. So the only thing missing here is just our header, and also if we scroll down, our footer. As you can see, everything here looks super good and beautiful. So if you want to learn how to bring header and footer separately using Elementor Pro, and then you can add it to the header template and also the footer template, and then have it static on your entire website such that you can keep adding several other pages, then I think you need to watch that tutorial. I'll leave it in the video description. And that's my time for this tutorial. If you find it useful, give me a thumbs up. If you have any issues whatsoever, let me know in the comment section. I'll look out for them. And that's it from me in this video. I'll see you again. And until then, stay safe.